Hello, Mandang Gangboy, Dismedam, Young Charles, Young Gordon, and near Denda, Nindo, Nangdara, Save, Jenya, Dungan, Jeshes, and Jen, Dungar, and Egma. Kanda, Sipet, and Ramadre, Nindo, Doma, and Yes. Doing so grand on Burjan, and I doing Charlie on dance. Doing Dodge, doing more and Lord, they get John Don, Mariam and Sandon, my young Virginia, Jones, and then I thought you as I showed us, and then so I said to it. Shoda, Junior, Jantre, Dole, Mensa, Jambe, Young Land, Mara, Mara, Mission, Maram Sazana, and then get it again, Rawes, and over them all, Rather out. Don Danger, John and Oba, Yellow Bombay, no was under very soul. Concept of and the boy, Joseph Devon, I know. One boy and John Yan, Jinian, Nigga, me, by Yan, don't worry for me, when on the sand, the shit, and Ben Ma, survive, yes, so surround up now, and John's so I'm going to Lama, Namla, so what, yes, on ye, neighbor, 2 years, and Dredgen, Jundo, Johnson, Gordo. Nanda, some ye, and tender, going to your name, Salas, so and Jamba and Jamba, Bime, number. Yes, lunch, the just on. Kaba, den, Beman, Doma, Ben Jayan, Gense, Wombo, so one, and Godre, non chamber, number, Zenum, Nashing, the Lamso. Remed and say, and then Johnson, then London, and I shouted, no one. Along and Turkey, and then Bodon, and the sons on going on. Process Jungle was intended and back. So many shall was so in the Vima, the Dumbalake, and Amazon, Indian, don't want more than down to London in the wind. Something don't touch it, then do. Malam Katayan lesson for Tansi. Namje Sanji Jisalango Baracha, page to Davita, the Campeche, some Yen, the Yamson on the Tenam, the Tento Bergio, and Chancer, and Lucia of December shoe.
So I request everyone to listen with the motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that I will now listen to this teaching and put it into practice and attain the purpose of the teaching, for the purpose of establishing all my mother sentient beings equal in extent to space on the level of omniscience.
I December did, let me to consider. You know, under the ray, I want to come at Chidintella, I'm going to see the Bamon to Patchen and Box, and Bamon to Yamini Disum. She found to jump so into Mabamondra Yawa Maji about that. She found to she's in there, Mabamondra Yawa, Layang, Ne, and Jarvan want to changing one to washing one to she ever now there, and got to Tabamon to my ship, into nation on to Nalare, and then washing one to Nalayang, Tene, Timon Chi want to Timon Wang, Timin Nagin want to see about that, Tene, think about it, Timon Chi want to Nalare. Timon Chi, now wonder now left not on number sheer, Virginia Kaba, Semigaba, Laking Deer, Green mix in the sheer, sheer now name, you want to she's in there, think up Sabala, legend in the Capre.
So the teaching today is on the preliminary practices from the Guru's heart practice, dispeller of all obstacles. And there are 5 main topics here. The meaning of the phrase preliminary practices, the way in which the preliminary practices are important, the extensive, medium length, and concise preliminary practices, how the preliminary practices gather the accumulations and clear away the obscurations, and the types of preliminary practices, and finish the first 4, and now on the types of preliminary practices, of which there are 3. The preliminaries involving in the material items, the preliminaries to the meditation session, and the preliminaries to the main part. And now we finish the first 2 of those and are on the preliminaries to the main part. This consists of the common outer preliminaries and the uncommon inner preliminaries. And we're on the common outer preliminaries, which consist of the 4 thoughts that turn the mind from samsara. And these 4 are the difficulty of obtaining the freedoms and advantages, death and impermanence, karma, cause and effect, and the falls of samsara. And we finished the first 2 of those, and now we're on karma, cause and effect. So there are 3 main headings on the topic of karma, cause and effect, which are the non-virtue, which is to be abandoned, the virtue, which is to be taken up, and how everything is of the nature of karma. And then there's a kind of additional topic to understand, which is generally about cause and effect, karma, cause and effect, which has those 4 headings, which were cause and effect, then karma and its results, or the results of karma, and the certainty of karma, and how karma greatly increases, the results of karma greatly increases. So if you understand these kind of general 4 topics, then you'll be able to get a deeper understanding of non-virtue, which is to be abandoned, and the virtue, which is to be taken up.
Ini taning anzo kaps baba te bangcham migewe le dire bangcham migewe le dena pariye yona ini yui yewa divi yewa chebar gi yewa sin sum yore tela chur tor tuna yewa dibu chebar sin shana yan digi yores.
So now we are going over the non-virtue, which is to be abandoned, and this has 3 aspects to it, which are the cause, the result, and the special features or special characteristics.
Kan yui yewa tela yang chiri yewa kam ni chakauto yewa ni yore kazan kondu yui yewa chiri yewa de mikewa chutare nikewa chuti kazan kondu shisin bade ini tarin kapsu baba chadagi yewa re ani chadagi yewa tela yang tini kazan kondu tini beautiful ne tini sok cheba majin nemba mizan cheba sumbo te hire layam sum yewa kondu shisin bade es.
So there's these divisions of the non-virtue which to be abandoned, the divisions of cause, divisions of result, and then the special characteristics. So with the divisions of the cause, which are non-virtue, there is there's two of those divisions related to the cause, which are the general divisions and the inner divisions. So last time we went over the 10 non-virtues, the general divisions, and then for the 3 non-virtues of body, of the killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, we went over the inner divisions of those as well. There were 3 inner divisions for each of those 3 body non-virtues.
Drink up so about the matter. How Latin in Chama, 6 more chosen. She ever and the Giriati, La Conduction Barre, set up and say yonder, any Malayang and Jin Layang, like Jinra, Tumble Jinra, Jin Layang, Tini, Jim Palva, Jin Champo, which it laments in the Sumia race.
So today we have arrived at the non-virtues related to speech, and I've already explained the general divisions, the higher order divisions of these, which are lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and meaningless speech. And so now to go into the inner divisions of these non-virtues, the inner divisions of lying are 3. The ordinary lies, great lies, and the lying about being above kind of human, lying about being above the state of a normal human.
Jim Palva Shiva the Kalis and Anthony Chitan Kitchen and Timothy and Kobortawa, Chensola Tene Kobortawa, Le Chavala Chiva Tene Kobortawa, Tensolatini, Kami in Nayantini Delatini, Jim Palva Nagris.
So as far as the first of these 3, which is ordinary lying, this refers to, for example, if we are just playing around and deceive people in that kind of way, or if we are doing business and may deceive people a little bit in that way, or if we are in our work, whatever work we're doing, we may deceive people. This is what's called ordinary lying.
Eva Dinshambo and Sisiva Dinshambo Tela to me and Gewachena, any Deva Yungmare, Tipachena, Dumal Yungmare, Tabishina, Deva Yomare, Kamsum Koroala, Dumari Yomare, Sangela, Yende Yomare, Serotabote, and Chinchimbores.
So now for the next inner division of lying, there's great lies. So this refers to, for example, saying that if one performs virtue, one will not experience happiness as a result of virtue. Or that if one performs non-virtue, one will not experience suffering as a result of that non-virtue. Or, for example, that there's no real happiness in the pure realms, in the pure lands. And that there's no suffering in samsara, or saying that the Buddha has no special qualities. This is called the great lies.
Mishilamenjani Sana, Pansarada Sana, Tane, Sama Tobala, Satopson. Moishe Mepala, Moishe Yu, Yenden Mepala, Yenden Yu, Tane, Sama Toma, Tangi Tonson, Nihana Chibabuli in Je Matoma, Nigi Dretonson, Delanaki Chabachigi in, Serola Soba, Mishilamenjandres.
knowledge of achieving.
Je matong ba ngi je ma je ngi ki matong le ina ngi ki je tong sung la je la ngai ki cheba che gi yin la.
Oh, no, changing. Then the third type, which is lying about being kind of superhuman, basically, being above the normal human state. This refers to when, if you have not attained the bodhisattva levels, bodhisattva bhumi, but then say that you have, or if you actually don't have any clairvoyance, but then you claim to have clairvoyance, or if you don't have any special qualities, but claim to have special qualities, or, for example, if you have not seen a deity directly, but you claim to have seen the deity, and you say, I'm making offerings to this deity in person, and so on. Or also, if you actually haven't seen any kind of demon, like kind of demonic spirit, but you claim to have seen that, and also claim to be punishing it or kind of chastising it, this is what's referred to as lies about being above the normal human state, lies about being superhuman.
Ni ngati ni ba chama thela yang ni wonta shokta kokta sin sumiyores namsesi.
And then for the third inner division of lying, which is that's that's it for lying, and now we're on the second non-virtuous speech, which is divisive speech. And this has three divisions, which are directed divisive speech, divisive speech from the side, and like a secretly making divisive speech.
Wonta serna ni na mini kambushi was yobage rang din la yena ni ngage komlam din la done and kirani khogi kirang la tugja labgi do aslam ni khoni nosu tuk khaga chebajila tumni khaga chebajila ni wonta like this.
So the first of these, which is direct divisive speech, is when there may be two people who really get along very well. But for example, if I were to go up to those kind of people and directly in front of both of them and say to one of them, "Oh, this person is really saying bad things about you and doing bad things to you behind your back," and then in that way directly cause the conflict and the troubles between them. This is what's referred to as direct divisive speech.
이버데 쇼타데 아니 미니기 되는 드네 계절 태가를 많이 봐 근데 계절데 주니 파트는 미니기 셈다 포는 미니 가가서 셔버 근데 서바텔라 되는 쇼타스버 쇼스는 소리네.
So the second type of divisive speech, which we can call divisive speech, like from the side or indirectly, that refers to if you go up to these same kind of people who are who get along very well, and then say things that aren't really directly causing them to divide, but just kind of maybe saying things in a more subtle way that would then cause them to turn against each other. So you implant the idea in one of their minds that the other person is not so good, or better you don't associate with that person or in whatever way. But it's done in a kind of a subtle way where you are still talking directly to the person, but it's kind of from the side and not so direct.
Sumba kokta sevade tene mini nyamde yoga almasimbache mini de kaga yoga kama kodesa kaga yana tene michigi dinla droni ni kogu chana tinde labgido sinlamna ni koni kaga sogu yore tinde kaga sogalan tene kokta asir kokwa.
So the first two actually, if I didn't make it clear as the translator, the first two were when you go up to the people, both of them at the same time, when they're both present in those two different ways. But then the third one, which is secretly, you can say, speaking divisively, is when those two people who get along really well are not together at the time. They may be living in different places, for example, then you go to one of them alone and talk about how the other one is not saying bad things about them or what have you, and in that way cause them to divide and not get along. This is called secretly doing divisive speech.
Ini madi de sumba chizub layang tani morsup shoksup giditsuba sensumyor.
So now for the third non-virtuous speech, which is harsh speech, we have direct harsh speech, indirect harsh speech or harsh speech from the side, and actually so the second one should be more like a harsh speech from the side or sideways kind of harsh speech, and then the third one is indirect harsh speech.
Morsup sena tani aropa yebe gen ena parobo demi gabo mabakabo kaya bo mebakabo kangbaya bo mebakabo tinde ina tani thegarna tani shara na biusutabo khachok singa biusutabo tani kamchak singa kamjok sintinde dabo labadabo ina parobola negirawa ni morsupas thegar tombalabo yebe yana ngodong yebe ta thegar sheshaba ina morsupas.
So the first one, which is direct harsh speech, is when the other person has some fault, a kind of visible or obvious fault, and then you would go to that person and directly kind of insult them about this fault. For example, like somebody's has kind of messed up eyes, or maybe their mouth is crooked or something like that, or their legs don't work properly, they're like crippled in their leg, then you could go up to this kind of person and say, oh, you're just a one-eyed, guy, or you have hey, you crooked mouth, or you crippled, like one-legged guy, say something very harsh like that directly to their face. In that way, this is called a direct harsh speech.
Nibade shouditsubas at ni padole the gyundi tini thegar manabaje sino tsegi ani te ko gyundi la pa zubegi gezatin de yore tenzona tini shouditsubas.
So then the second type of harsh speech is kind of harsh speech from the side, can call it. So that would be when you go up to the person and you talk to them, but you don't point out their faults and don't insult them directly. Rather, you kind of get in your insults and in a kind of indirect way. Maybe you could also be joking around and then work in some really kind of hurtful insults to the person. So this is called harsh speech from the side.
Gezati 생각해봤다 오체 당원에 대 바로 그게 셈라 포.
So this is when what you do appears to be just joking around. You make it seem like you're just joking around, but in fact, the way you're doing it is you're really actually kind of hurting them in the mind, hurting the mind.
술바테 인지드츠바스 피트스바스 이렇게 태가르 마인바. 네. 예토네 미지기 신바절 돈에 안 신바티 쩐텐데 득스는 미델 나비온테 미디디 아니 미 교행의 미델 나비온테 티네 디셈바 포도라. 피트스바스.
And an indirect harsh speech is when you don't go up to the person directly, but you may, like, for example, I could go to up to somebody else and then talk with this other person about the person's faults, and tell this third person, oh, this person has this, that, this, and that fault, these really harsh insults or harsh words, and then that third person would go and tell the person that I'm talking about, and then hurt them with those harsh words. This is indirect harsh speech. Now, the fourth type of speech non-virtue is meaningless talk, meaningless speech. And the three types of meaningless speech are false meaningless speech, worldly meaningless speech, and true meaningless speech. So the first type of meaningless speech is false meaningless speech. So, for example, this refers to practicing non-Buddhist practices, such as doing the various kinds of non-Buddhist virtue and or so non-Buddhist practice, and reciting the false texts of non-Buddhist teachings. And then worldly meaningless speech, it refers to all the various things that we talk about in the world. We'll talk about so many different things. We'll talk about different people, and we talk about our business, and sing songs, sing songs, and so on and so forth. Talk about this and that. All of those kinds of speech is all the worldly meaning speech. So then the true meaningless speech is when there may be somebody who has no interest in the Dharma, has no respect for the Dharma, and if we start to talk about the Dharma with this kind of person, that will become true meaningless speech, as it is taught. You should not teach the Dharma to those who don't have respect. So then the non-virtue of mind, again, there's three non-virtues of mind: covetousness or greed, harmful intent or ill will, and wrong views. And among the wrong views, there's three types of among the first, which is covetousness or greed, there's three types of that. The having covetousness or greed towards what you own, and having covetousness or greed towards things that others own, or having covetousness or greed towards things that are not owned by yourself or others.
다 길라 납셈스 테네 마랑아 여바도 이해론체 텐서 아마 코사 아니 양나 연된 아마 릭 상보나 소바 근데 여바테 마랑나 따버려나 데디 빠주로 마트나 상기레스 저는 다 길라 납셈스.
So the first of these types of covetousness is having covetousness or greed for the things that you own yourself. So this refers to anything that you may have yourself, such as wealth or different material possessions, or maybe a position or special qualities or your social class, these kinds of things. And if you have these kind of things and then have the attitude that may I always have these things and may they never change, and have that kind of attitude to them, this is called covetousness or greed towards the things that you have. And then for the covetousness towards things that others have refers to when others may have some wealth or possessions, a position, and different special qualities and so on and so forth, or social class, and then thinking like I wish I could have what that person has, and wanting what they have. This is called covetousness with regards to what others have.
But niga mahimba napsenis, and then marangia mahimbache, shengia mahimbache, and it Japan kitchen move in the Ngöndro, chicken come, and leading move down. And he saw on your baby, and then butcher regular sober, get him to young, and it Nanarama samba, and then and that means niga mahimba napsenis.
And then there's covetousness with regards to things that are neither owned by yourself or another. And this refers to when there are these things that you don't have, but other people also don't own either, like just the general things that we have in our world, for example, this kind of material things, or, for example, like different jewels, precious jewels that may be buried underground, and so on and so forth. When you think with regards to these things, oh, I need that, I wish I had that, and have this kind of attitude, then this is called a covetousness towards things that are owned by neither you or anyone else.
Then, simjile, iba, simnayang. Tene nafsu yedu, tene shidangi chale chungwe nesim, chakdogi chale chungwe nesim, kunzingi chale chungwe nesim in yores.
So then for ill will or harmful intent, which is the second mental non-virtue, we have ill will that arises out of anger, ill will that arises out of jealousy, and ill will that arises out of holding a grudge or out of spite.
Shidangi chale chungwe nesim senatene, marangi nima data within the Jeva Somayina, tene te dati tene tongyongti, tene tela tene kasabora mutipaki to mother the chuna, something tene nesimchi. Shidangi chale chungwe nesims.
So the ill will that arises out of anger is when, for example, if I have an enemy, somebody that I don't like, and then I may come into contact with that person, and I will get angry, and then have a wish that this person will suffer. This is called ill will that arises out of anger.
타도기 차례 중에 내심 세나트니 텐들다고 거다 많이 드니 오다고이나 공년의 시긴 텐더 타도는라 근데 이제 타도는 때인데 드니 셴바트나 텐이 미드바트를 챙냐 선배가 내심 타도기 차례 중에 내심.
And then the ill will that arises out of jealousy basically has to do with the competition. So when there's somebody that is of a similar kind of status to you, and that is possible they may get ahead of you in some way or another, and then due to that, you may get the feeling or have that attitude where you want that person to suffer. That is called ill will that arises out of jealousy.
네, 컨젠진 차례 중에 내심 네 예망하는 거 알아보지나 대행의 신나마샤고 자나 이름도 지어도 그 위디라 이 컨텐츠적인 위디라 때문에 동화되는 중마 아마 대바되는 중마 선배가 있습니다. 내가 그래서 와디 컨텐츠 차례 중에 내심.
And as for ill will that arises out of a grudge, this is when we have somebody that we don't like, some kind of enemy, and we hold on to this kind of feeling of ill will and anger towards them for a long time, keep it within us. And at the same time, then we would have this intention that during that time that we want this person to suffer, that we want this person to suffer. Well, this is what is called ill will that arises out of holding a grudge, or ill will that arises out of a grudge.
샘팀이게 내 숨바 먹다 되나요? 난세스 연락드는 숨겨래. 렌델라 먹다, 엠바나 먹다, 온정만 먹다.
And so for the third non-virtue of mind, which is wrong views, there are again three kinds of wrong views. There are wrong views with regards to karma, cause and effect. There are wrong views with regards to the truths, and wrong views with regards to the three jewels.
렌델라 로다 서데키니 guilty 바체바이나 근데 저거 동화된데 영어 말에 sama. 그 개와서네 니 제부 대화토베여에 sama 텐데 자원이 영어 삼네 대신 노박다서와이나 니 그델라 로다스.
So wrong views with regards to karma, cause and effect is when we may think that there's no suffering will come about from performing non-virtue, or for example, we may think that the idea that happiness comes out of virtue is not true, or if we think in these ways, then this is wrong views with regards to karma, cause and effect.
이바트에 아니 엠바나 먹다스. 에스 누나 크리스로레스나 테네 상지 송샤교. 테네 동아기 템바. 운준지 템바. 고페 템바. 남지 템바. 엔데 템바 송샤교테. 응원의 템바 요마레 삼해. enough 이 템바나 먹다스.
And then the second type of wrong view, which is wrong views with regards to the truths. This is when we consider the four truths that were taught by the Bhagavan Buddha, the truth of suffering, the truth of the origin of suffering, the truth of cessation, and the truth of the path. Right. So when we think about those truths, and then we have the wrong view that those those are not true, if we think that's not really true, then this is called wrong views with regards to the truths.
Simbate ponjono no tas ka ponjosum anje ponso che ponso pondigojo. Ota sangye singende tinin da yomares. Anjeji tarbata tanje chimbe namten to mares. An che singende yomares. Che singende nyamnen chene tili debutumale targmares. Debutumale targmares. Ani ndi singende tagasres yomares. Ponjosum ke mineba. Loparta watela. Ani ponjono no tas.
And then the third one, which is wrong views with regards to the three jewels. That's what takes as its reference the three jewels: the Buddha, jewel of the Buddha, the jewel of the Dharma, and the jewel of the Sangha. So if we think, for example, with regards to the Buddha, there's no real Buddha, there never was a Buddha, and he didn't teach any. What you call Buddha, he didn't teach any path out of suffering and so on. Or if we think with regards to the Dharma that teaching of the Dharma is not really true, that won't be able to liberate you from suffering, or the Sangha is not really true, they're not really a true Sangha, and so on and so forth. Having these kinds of views is called the wrong views with regards to the three jewels.
Tati inje di anita dikpa mewe gewa ki gyure. Ani gyutela yang chiri yawa chada yawa sani nyi xiaosong, chiri yawa na chudambari doa, chada ki yawa na sungju doa, tati tam inje gyure. Donga chungzi ki gyu.
So up to this point, has all been about the aspect of cause of non-virtue. These are all the causes, non-virtue, which is on the causal side. And we had the general divisions of non-virtue, those 10 non-virtues. And then we had the inner divisions, which were 30, because there's 3 for each of the 10. So this is all related to the causal side of the non-virtue.
Donga kebar chebala yudi kobuira. Ta taji pondu sungba tenza ta gyure. Ta dindri ki gyu te teni che shok sigen kulgen jiro. Ta di ani dacha shidang timosum nyomong ba toksum bodre che shok singen de. Ta de che shok singen de cheba digi kul yong de chegen de suresena manao 그 lunga yisumder. lunga yisumde ta di migewa ki yusumju de ta bejetang gore. Lega chigore.
So all of what I've explained now is the part of the cause, right? As I explained before a while ago about cause and effect, this has to do with the cause in that. And so, these non-virtues are the cause of suffering, because and when we have something like a result of suffering, when we have this suffering, it has to have a cause. So the causes of suffering have been determined to be those 10 non-virtues. And then there has to be something that tells us to do the non-virtues, so to speak, that kind of impels us to do the non-virtues, or in a way tells us to do the non-virtue. What that is telling us to do these non-virtues and impelling us to do the non-virtues are the afflictive emotions of desire, anger, and ignorance. And in addition, so those are the kind of like forces that cause us to do non-virtue. And then in addition, we have to have the agent of non-virtue, the actual one who's performing the non-virtue. And that is described as our body, speech, and mind. So, that is the agent of non-virtue is ourselves, which consists of the body, speech, and mind.
And then you yobate ani peje tangwar chabala kulapo nyomongba tenzo. Ulobo nyomongba tenzo ki ni lunga yeso ma kul yongde, lunga yeso ki le migewa di che yongde, ta dribu mingirwa, ta dribu la shio. Ta jui kor chande tini dribu sin, ta jui yawa sarsona, ta dribu yawa sin, tini wanza ta dribu yawa na ligir.
So these are the kind of things that impel us to do the non-virtue. So there's the causes of the cause of suffering, which is non-virtue, and then there's the afflictive emotions, which kind of impel us or cause us to carry out those non-virtues. And then as a result of performing those non-virtues, the result of that is suffering. And so this suffering is what is gone over in the topic of the resultant aspect of non-virtue. So we've now finished talking about the causal aspect of non-virtue. And then after explaining that, now we talk about suffering, which is the resultant aspect, the result of non-virtue.
Yu le cheba la tene, ta dribu de la, teni namse yena kaze yore, sina dribu namse yena, teni naminji dribu, gyutinji dribu, wangdu chebe dribu, kiwi chebe dribu, sitene yore, shi.
Nammen ni bekara.
Gyutingi dribu.
Gyutingi. So if we divide the result of karma, it has 4 types or aspects to it, which are the result which is ripening, the result which is in accordance with the cause, the dominating result, and the result of human effort or human activity.
Ta gyudi, gyudigi tenla le di chiyongdi, ta dribu shikigirwa, dribu di kari kigiri, dribu shikigiri elas. Naminji dribu, gyutinji dribu, wangi dribu, kiwi chebe dribu, ta shidambar kigidwa. Dribu shi.
So there's the cause, which is non-virtue. And then once that cause is put into effect and we carry out non-virtue, then it will produce a result. And this is the result we're talking about here, which has 4 types. The result which is ripening, the result which is in accordance with the cause, the dominating result, and the result which is related to the effort of it's related to human effort or human action.
Ta namingi dribu sikdi, tini gyu le la tene dribu kari mimbar kyurba tena namingi dribu sikir.
And so the first one, which is the cause, which is the result, which is ripening, this refers to the kind of result which is directly kind of the result which is kind of directly assigned to the cause. So whatever cause we carry out, then it will have a kind of specific result. That's the ripening result.
로장만도 규기 깨듯이 값을 이 링기 규승지도 이 링기 규대 아니 드부 마토페 파르도 총화테 드부테 아니 타나밍기 드부스기.
And it's just as last time when I was talking about the direct cause, if you remember that. This is along the same lines. So that direct cause, when we put it into place and put it into effect, then at the end of the process of the maturation of that direct cause, there's this result at the end of that. So this is what's referred to as the result, which is ripening.
네, 남민지 제볼라양 그 치리예와 당 치라예와 선미요.
And within the result, which is a ripening, there's the general result of which is ripening and the kind of specific results which are ripening.
네, 남민기 되고 치리예와 나 니 가지예레스는 주점이요.
And there are 10 types, 10 general types of a result which is ripening.
다 속죄버 제배 남기 제부대 그니 얄왈지.
So the result which is ripening of killing is to be born in hell.
네 마진 렘바 제배기 남기 제부대 아니 예다스기.
And the result which is ripening of stealing is to be born in the hungry ghost or preta realm.
네 데벨로퍼 연배기 제부 남기 제부대 양 이다스기.
And the result which is ripening of performing sexual misconduct is also to be born as a hungry ghost or preta, as a preta.
근데 와길에 진저라 진셰베게 남기 제부대 텐돌기.
And for the non-virtue of speech, we have lying. So first of all, lying. So the result which is ripening of lying is to be born as an animal.
타마 제베게 남기 제부대 아니 얄왈지.
And the result which is ripening of speaking divisively, of doing divisive speech, is that one will be reborn as a hungry goat. One will be reborn in hell.
네 특습 제배 남기 제부대 양 얄왈지.
And the result which is ripening of harsh speech is that one again will be born in hell.
와겨 제배 남기 제부대 아니 텐돌기.
And the result which is a ripening of meaningless speech is that one will be born as an animal.
납심 제배 납심 계배 남기 제부대 아니 이다와지.
And the result which is ripening of covetousness or greed is that one will be reborn as a hungry ghost or preta.
내심 계배 네 남기 제부대 아니 얄왈지.
And the result of which is ripening of harmful intent or ill will is that one will be reborn in hell.
로타 제배 남기 제부대 아니 텐돌기.
And the result which is ripening of having wrong views is that one will be reborn as an animal.
텟 남기 제부 치르게 받아와 치르게 받이 아니 텐데스니 기기레 세바데 아니 타고 다르지 나나 네스무요레스.
So this is the general types of ripening result which is a ripening that you will be born in these various realms. And this is taught in the jewel ornament of liberation.
다디 디스 코카고이나 답실 디스 레라고 서바이나 류기 레숨여라 류기 레숨라 속제바 마진렘바 미상제바 숨여라 당보 디냐르와 니바니데 이닥스토.
So to make it a little bit easier, convenient way to remember it is if we take for example, these three non-virtuative body, the first of those will result in being born in hell, and the second will result in being born as an animal.
네 이가 나라 시담바여라 진단 타마 책송하자여라 당보 텐도레 근데 바르기 니바 니테 아니 냐르와레 타마가 캬데 텐도레 텐도 탈라샵 냐르와니 공어샤고 텐도 냐르와 텐도.
Oh, so one. And then if we take the four non-virtues of speech, which are lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and meaningless speech, the first will result in the animal realm, and the middle two will result in hell, and the final one, the last one, results again in animal realm. So we have on the outside there's two animal realm, and the two on the inside between those two outside ones result in hell.
유담하게 남은 기대부디가 예라부도와 생기 납심 먹었도와 납심지 달체 납심지 냐로체 아니 록데 텐도체 는 다바이시.
So then the non-virtue of mind, the covetousness, ill will, and wrong views, the results of these are in the same order: the hungry ghost or predator realm, hell realm, and the animal realm. 이 다음에 게 주마서 류기 유교식이
아메가 숨마도메와.
네, 그래 그 좀 답답하기 장치에 대해
냐로와 텐도티도.
Oh, that's also. Yeah, I made it.
냐로와 이다.
No, it also. Yeah, I didn't translate the non-virtue of body in the correct way. This convenient way of remembering it. For the non-virtue of body, you have the first one is hell, then the second and third is hungry ghost realm and hungry ghost realm. Yeah, so this way to remember.
왜 페타 지르디 나밍기 테부라 타 제작기 나밍기 테부드 가르리에스나 테네 녀멘버고 테나 숨여레 녀몽베고네 넘버 샤와 테니 장기고네 넘버 샤와 샤퍼그고네 넘버 샤와 순순.
So this is what I've just explained is the general types of result, which is a ripening. The result of ripening, or the result which is a ripening. But to go into now the kind of more detailed results, or the more specific results which are ripening, there's three types. The result which is a ripening related to the afflictive emotions, the result related to numbers, and the result related to the features, specific features or characteristics.
강보 테네 나밍기 테부디 녀모버고네 넘버 샤와 세나 아르시기여스나 네 나란디 줄라 테네 이더찹 이 아니 데샬라테네 녀몽바 심바 데찹 녀몽바라테네 미케와 강사과 이나양 테네 나밍기 테부디 아니 이라키고.
So the first of these, which is the results, the ripening results of ripening, which is in terms of the afflictive emotions, if we have a desire in our minds, whatever non-virtue we may do with that desire, this will end us up in the hungry ghost predator realm.
네 이바테 안에 녀몽바 시당라 때네 네 미게벨레 강체장 네 나밍기 제부디 안냐로키고.
And then whatever non-virtue we perform, which comes about due to anger, whatever those non-virtues we do out of anger, that will result in being reborn in hell.
녀몽바 끼무비코네 네 미게벨레 강체장 네 나밍기 제부디 아니 텐돌키고.
And then whatever non-virtue we do out of ignorance, the result of ripening that will come from that is that we will be reborn as an animal. So these three are the result of ripening in terms of the afflictive emotions.
당기고는 넘버 샤와스나 네 녀몽바 tuksum la tene tene le migewa mangbo khate cheshakba chedang chemeba cheshakba te ani namin ki deputy ani nyalwana ki.
So then for the ripening result in terms of number, so this refers to whatever non-virtue we do out of the afflictive emotions, the three poisons of the afflictive emotions. When we do that, like the Jangga Mangbo Chena, we do it.
Ta nyamong ba sum nyamdo che migewa sama nyamdo mangbo cheshakba ina nyalwana ki res.
So if we have the three poisons together in our mind, like all the non-virtue that we've done throughout, out of those three poisons together, and over a long period of time is almost uncountable amount of non-virtue, the result of that will be that we be reborn in hell, the result of ripening of that.
nyamong ba dang le nyamdo horta yam. nyamong ba sum nyamdo che tene migewe le nam te nyamdo che nyamdo tene ding ding che ba yana tene tindole ki.
And so this aspect of the result of ripening has to do with, we have to count the collective emotions together with the non-virtuous karma. So when we have the three poisons, those three afflictive emotions, and all together, and all the non-virtue that we perform together, if we have a kind of medium amount of that, of the three poisons and all the non-virtues together, a medium amount will result in the rebirth as an animal.
nyamong ba toksum dang ne migewe le nam ga shikche ba ina tene tindole ki res. Ta tindo ani changi koni shasin res.
Google digidak chigre rekire. Ding
Ding chene ga.
that's all. Yeah. So yeah, so this last one was if we just perform a kind of medium amount of all the non-virtues with all the three places together, that will end up in the hungry ghost realm or preta realm. And then likewise, if we with all of the three poisons together, then perform all of the non-virtues and just a little bit of that kind of situation, that gives that we be reborn as an animal. So this is how the result of ripening is to be understood in terms of number.
sumba chebar gi gone number shaba sata ani yu chebar la tene tene nameni nyongchul mandawa ani penna tene dikpa chese gi yur lama tang konja sambo simda bu yena tene tela tene dikpa cheba shena tene namen gi tebu nyalwa ni chebar de lama da kontu sim chasa.
So then as for the result of ripening in terms of the special situation, you could say, which is the third out of these three of afflictive emotions and number, and then the final one is the special situation, or maybe be the special object. So this refers to when, for example, there is a particular or special object of our action, and depending on the object that we do the action to, the result will be different. So if we perform non-virtue against our gurus or the three jewels, this will result in birth in hell.
tene yang yu chebar wa tene nganzu cheto tang nangbe che nyamnen chegen chonda tene tene migewa sakshaba ina tene namen di tene idak.
And then the special object, the next kind of special object would be if we perform non-virtue, carry on virtue against our Dharma siblings, our Dharma brothers and sisters, and the people that are our companions practicing the Dharma together with us, if we perform non-virtue against them, then we will be reborn as a hungry ghost or preta.
Tene Warren Europe, Tene Shodangi, Simjenta, Halwa Choina, Tene Tene Bibasa Washabaina, Tene Naminji Tributi Tundro.
And then the specific kind of object, next kind of specific object of our action, if we were to carry out non-virtue against the kind of ordinary beings, ordinary sentient beings, then we will be reborn as an animal.
That Equatella, Namingi Tributella Combator, Soidasana. Ane, the Jack Shetan Timoxum, again then in Miguel Osore. The Jack Shetan Timosum, the Kesha, let's hum Martini, Miguel Super.
So the Nagarjuna, the Lord of Nagarjuna, he has taught about this result of ripening, and he taught a verse which goes like, it says, the desire, anger, and ignorance, all karma that results out of desire, anger, ignorance is non-virtue.
It's you down, they dimura. That Tibutimura. The Chao Shetan Timosum, the Gilin in Miguel. Miguel Wale, Nyansong Dang, the Shin Dunga Tamjito Sore. The Miguel Wale Ngöndro Dang, the Shin Dunga Tamjito Septin. Miguel Wale Ngöndro Gires, and Ngöndro Yita Tunduver, and the Dungal Mobuchum.
So the first half of that verse, which I just recited, was related to the cause, right? So the first half goes, all the karma that results out of the three of desire, anger, and ignorance is non-virtue. And then in the rest of the verse, he talks about the result. And he says, and out of non-virtue comes the lower realms and all suffering. So it means whatever non-virtue you do, that results in the lower realms, which are these very three states of existence: the hell realm, the preta realm, and the animal realm, right? So, and all suffering also will come about due to non-virtue.
Tabe, Mikiwaki Jebu, or now she have now Namin Gitabu issues in the rest. I do think it will be rest.
So, among the four right.
Yeah, people second. The Miriam Saga.
And along the board,
Then we give it to Bula, and then announcing Namin Jibu, you think the Jibu on the Tibet, we give it to the Jibu Shiro, and Nanaka Namin Jibu, she's in Bades.
So among the result of non-virtue, we have this four types of result, right? The result of ripening, the result which is similar to the cause, the dominating result, and the result of human action. So now we've finished the ripening result, and I will now explain the result which is similar to the cause.
And you think the Jibu is not any Namin Jibu, and young time. Oh, young time, that Lendet Alma. Lendet Alma, and you didn't Jibu of thing. Yes, they in the pretend Jibu, love it. Nyarwe keeps you, don't tear down, and the kids keep you down, Jawa, Timber.
So the result, which is similar to the cause, refers to these results that are left over after we've already experienced the result of ripening. After that result of ripening has already come about, and then there's some leftover results. So in this way, it's kind of going along with, or it's in accordance with the cause. Like if you were born in hell, then that's the result of ripening. And then after that, there's more result, which is going to be in accordance with that cause of being born in hell.
That na mingi dribu tende thangwa de yutingi dribu chaangdi tende ki yutingi dribu de kawa mingi yore sena mi liden lembe kapsa tene mingi yore.
So given that this result that is similar to the cause or in accordance with the cause comes about after the result of ripening has already finished. For example, if we were born in hell as the result of ripening, then this leftover result, which is in accordance with the cause, would then generally be experienced after we have left hell and been born as a human.
Ta yutingi dribu tela tene mingi yore. Cheba yutin da nyuan yutins.
And there is again two types of results which are similar to the cause. The results similar to the cause, which is action, and the results similar to the cause, which is an experience, which is experienced.
Ta cheba yutin sena tene 생겨만 아랑기 거의 가리 제바임바 대 유동 빈바 단단한 체기리 라를 텔 제바 라를 대단 다와 지양데 유틴바스 제바 유틴스.
So the result, which is similar to the cause, or we can call it the action result, which is similar to the cause. So this refers to like whatever we did in the past. It's our actions that we did in the past. In the future, as a result of those actions, we will do the same type of action again.
다 제바 유딘데 가르스나 테니 뭐랑조 챙이마 테니 속 제발라 테니 검성화 이나 테니 단다양 속 제바당 아니 텔라 가부 용게.
So how does this the action result similar to a cause work? This results similar to a cause which is our actions. For example, if in our previous life we were habituated to killing, this would then cause us in the future to do that again, to kill again, and to enjoy killing again in their future lives.
테니 테나신기 철압 응만 남수 테니 가서거래 마진바 nem바 제바 인 제백이 곰시 차송화시이나 테니 단다양 테니 마진바 nem바당 테니 테나 가와임.
And similarly, if we have a habit in our previous lives, we had a habit of stealing, then in the next lives, in our lives after that life, we will then do the same thing. We will steal again and also enjoy doing that, enjoy stealing.
Next life,
Yeah, not necessarily next life, but in this life, like the life following when we had the habit.
철압 응만 남수 신 더발 노버리엠 발라 곰시 차송화이나 테니 단다양 단다양선 디슬라이브라 단다양 테니 더발 노버체 바당 텔라 가와임.
And also, if we had a habit in our previous life of practicing sexual misconduct, then as a result of that, in this life, again, we will do the same thing and and enjoy doing that.
생이 철압내만 남수더니 지 셰바나 곰시 차송화이나 테니 단다양 진 셰바당 텔라 가와임.
And if we had a habit in the previous life of lying, then again, now in this life, we will again continue lying and also enjoy lying.
철압나만 남수 테니 차마체바기 곰시 차송화이나 테니 단다양 테니 차마셰바당 텔라 가와임.
And if we had a habit in our previous life of speaking divisively, then again in this life, now we will do it again and we will enjoy doing it and we will enjoy speaking divisively.
철압내만 남수 테니 칠뚝셰바나 테니 kumshe chaba tapajina, tini tandayang, suksup shabatang, tena kabu yungu.
And if we had a habit in the previous life of harsh speech, of speaking harshly, then now in this life, we will again speak harshly and enjoy doing it.
Serap ngoman namsu tini ngarangsu, napsim chepala kumshe chasongwa ina, tini tandayang, tini napsim kebatang, tini tena kabu yungu.
And if we had a habit in the previous life of covetousness and greed, then now in this life again, we will be covetous and greedy, and we will enjoy that as well.
serap ngoman namsu tini nesim chepala kumshe chasongwa ina, tini tandayang, tini nesim kebatang, tena kabu yungu.
And if we had a habit in the previous life of having ill will and harmful kind of intentions, then now in this life, again, we will have those same kind of harmful intentions and ill will, and we will enjoy that as well.
serap ngoman namsu tini lokda kebala tini umsongwa ina, tandayang tini lokda kebatang, tena kabu yungu.
And in our previous life, is we had a habit of having wrong views. Then now in this life, again, we will have wrong views and we will enjoy them as well.
Tati cheba gyudang timba takda redwa.
So we can see how this works out in a very kind of precise way. It works out exactly that there are the actions that are results similar to the cause.
Tanda zogodi karesana, serap nyeman tindala migewa chesongwa ina, tandayang ti kumshiki tini migewa chigi yore segore. Rina ngarangzo tini cheba chungchung dabo ina, tini chungchung ni sokze la kabu dabo tini tongdwa, ti kumshi chungsongwa re, cheba gyudin re tenzo.
So the basic idea is that whatever we get habituated to doing, whatever action we're habituated to doing, that will result in us doing it again in the future. For example, when you see like a little kids who enjoy killing, that is precisely this phenomenon. That is precisely the actions which are a result similar to the cause because of the previous life.
미개와 된저 되는 라보금도 물라빠나 테니 속체기도 말라빠나 마진랭기도 마제 말라빠나 녹임 체기도 그 미개와 지르다른 바신도 체기도 와 대가래 사람님한테 곰시디요래 곰시디유데 다 제발 규된 신차버.
And this kind of situation, those people, like for those kids, for example, they don't have to be taught to do those things. They will kill without being instructed or taught to do that, or they will steal without being instructed to do that, or have sexual misconduct without having to do that. And so this is exactly due to their habit of doing that in the previous lives. This is the result similar to a cause in terms of their actions.
규된 게 두분이바 영원 규된데 그바 규된 차비다 영원 규된데라 양 티니 토리 미 규된 더블 값은 용기요. 영원 되나요? 레레라 니니 용기요. 토리나 미 규된 더블 값은 용기 단들리데 집어라 제발 규된 단단 용기도 영원 규된 단단 용기.
맞아. 근데 니니자
레레라 니 속제바질라 니 용기.
So
yeah.
So now that finishes the explanation of the result, which is similar to the cause of actions, the actions which are results similar to the cause. And now to explain the experiences which are results similar to the cause, or the results similar to the cause, which are experiences. So these again, like the actions which are results similar to the cause, these are experienced in the higher realms, like, for example, us in our present life as humans. And for each of the 10 non-virtues, there are 2 of these.
Tene cheba gyudin de tene charab ngema gi cheba dan gyuda temba tabu chafa tena chi nyongwa gyudin de charab ngema dungal nyongwa te dan jawa tanda yang dungal nyingire la de debu.
So just as the actions which are a result similar to the cause, they were in accordance. Those were actions that are performed which are similar to the cause actions which produce them. So in the same way, with the experiences which are a result similar to the cause, these are also results now which are similar, which are experiences that are similar to the cause which was created in the previous life. So these are results which are experiences in accordance with the cause that was committed in the previous life.
차든저 미디어가 줄라양 이 미디어 컨디션이 너무 열애서나 속죄라 되니 속죄 체동 내몽승 송래 차랍냐마 되니 속죄바나 때네 아니 대이 영화 규팅기 대부 안다 되니 체통동 내망보 영화에 대 아니 영화 규팅제 송래.
So for killing, there's part of the verse that goes, through killing, one will have a short life and suffer many illnesses. So this refers to the experiences which are a result similar to the cause from killing in a previous life. Then in our present life, we would experience having a short life or having a lot of illnesses, being or sick.
한다 된데 도와 너 청청 네 시도에 도와 세통도 도와 네 한다 말아서 위절량 나서 먹고 네 나서 먹고 나이도 해 가르에서나 그냥 영화 규定기대부.
So we all see in our own lives, for example, children that die very young, for example, people dying very young, a very short life, right? And also similarly, there's so many illnesses with us nowadays. Many people getting sick a lot. So these are all the results similar to the cause, which are experiences of killing. The experiences which are results similar to the cause that stem from killing.
상이 밑에 주시고도 마치 미리 빈자든지 세통동을 시송 강연이나 거기 뒷반이 제요 말에 이 미리 빈자들 빼면서 미제들라 나송 아따 강연이나 거기 뒷반이 제요 말에서 삼기도 뒷 말에 생님만 뒷반 제사를 대기 뒷반이 드블 항마디 단답민기요. 저런 영화 규틴스.
Then many people will say, "Oh, my family member, he died so young. He had such a short life, but he didn't do anything wrong. He never did any non-virtue. I don't understand how that's possible." Or somebody may say, my family member, he has so many illnesses, he's getting sick all the time, but he doesn't do any non-virtue. I don't see how this could happen to him. But this is these kind of results are not related to what they did in this life, but they did do non-virtue in their previous lives. And what those people are experiencing now is the kind of leftover result of that non-virtue.
근데 차랍게만 없어 되네 마지막 멤버나 때네 데 단단 영화 규틴나 되네 롱제 울보다 장보다 되네 롱제 독섬 연나요 되네 꾸만어서 그니 캐두고요 대 가르스나 Senyama majin lemba ki tini nyawa jo tini tibure. Nami ji tibudi yansasama nyang sarwa ta tanda dejdi nyawa trabu te dang sama dawa tanda mi kapsu tini uwe tunga dang tini kuma ki kerwe tunga de nyungu yor.
So now for the result similar to the cause, which is an experience, which is experienced of stealing. This is that one will be poor in this life as human, or one will, even if somebody does have some wealth or possessions, it will end up being stolen from them. So this is the result, which is experience, the result similar to the cause of stealing in the previous life. So when they had stolen before, they were direct result of that is to be born in the 3 lower realms, and then after that's finished, they're born as a human, and then they will experience these results of experience of the results similar to the cause, which is being poor and having your possessions stolen. So again, here there are two, right? There's being poor, not having many material possessions, and then also being victim of theft.
한남한테 지대인이 간바더니 다시 총pe 망고 대보래. 이내 추구진에 잘 말해. 그럼 사자 가와 우도 가와를 리서서 되게. 이 가르스나 이 뭐한테 띵기지. 그러나 시장 통도 시작. 다시 오스 서바이나 양 고마셔도. example sutin mambo koyda ade ani majimbalang mai ani nyawa kitindir.
There's many people around in the world, aren't there, who, for example, they may do business and trying to make money, and but they never make any money. They're just kind of stuck being poor, even though they're doing business. And similarly, there are people who may do business and make something out of it, but it gets stolen from them. We all hear about these things all the time, right? And this is the result, which is the experience of a result similar to the cause, related to their what they did in their previous lives.
생이마 테네 이건 로바 제번나 테네 테네 단다기 냐와 주틴 테네 아 아방이디 사상이디 아니 교가이나 기면 제범해봐 기면이나 교가 제범해봐 근데 연구요 이바데 아니 교가 기면 발라 아니 투바 먹으셔비요 테나 니도.
So then as for the experienced result, which is similar to the cause of sexual misconduct, what will happen is that you'll end up as a with a wife who is not very good looking, maybe ugly, or similarly you can end up with a husband who is not very good looking. And then the second one is that you will end up in a marriage with lots of fighting and conflict.
부모지 고고에나 부모의 인지 오메 받더라. 부모들 라와이나 대님도 두고셔. 부모들 전화신 차로.
So this we also see a lot around us. For example, there may be a boy who is not good looking at all himself, but ends up with a really beautiful girl. So this would be a result. The 춤, 수수님 춤,
수준이마. 요가 좀 틈이야 보소나.
네.
그 코로나 톱제도 가르 김해닝 때부터 그래. 김해님도 전부 찾으러. 수준이야 보선 바이나. 딱 거슬름이야고 마선 코로나 김해 는 신발 김해를 담을 제자 바이나. 다 단다 미리 단다 값은 영화 주든지 값은 가용 그래. 김해 섭담해줘. 야부 매줘. 두 그래. 아니 투가 있나요? 되네. 김해님도 투가 쇼르 되네. 다나신 차그래.
Yeah, so this would be the result of if this boy who was kind of ugly got a beautiful girl, that would then be the result of him keeping his discipline with regard to his, his relationships with women, right, in the previous life. Whereas on the other hand, if you don't keep your discipline with regards to your relationships and carry out sexual misconduct, then your partner will maybe not very good looking, not a very nice partner. And even if you get a nice looking partner, you get one that is always fighting with you and so on, and causing conflict. And in that way, your partner would then actually be more like an enemy to you. So yeah, it's a result of keeping the discipline with regard to these relationships that you will get a nice partner who is very loving and caring and so on.
Bring it to fit it, something kind of over window on the wall. Yes.
Indeed. So this now the teaching over for today, and we will recite the dedication and aspiration.
From the
Using and
hello everybody, please check the karma, right? Cause and effect, yeah. And when you know the cause is real, then you automatically going to practice, and which one you need to draw, which one you need to follow, that you automatically you know. I hope you all get this. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.